Well, here's what we're going to do. In honor of him, we're going to go try to solve some problems and help some people. So let's go to Amber right now from Bloomington, Illinois. Glad she called. Listens online. Hey, Amber, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Great. How can we help?
So I've actually been trying to get in. I would like some Christian perspective from professionals like you guys, and thanks for taking my call. My mother-in-law, my husband's mom, has been an issue since I've been married to my husband for the last 12 years, and she acts like my 4-year-old in a sense, and no boundaries have ever been put on this woman, unfortunately. And it's difficult because she acts like both a victim and the bully. And how my husband's family has always dealt with her is just ignore it and just let her be. But it's just a vicious cycle of manipulation and guilt trips and bullying and blowing up in front of our kids. We have 3 kids now, and it's just extremely inappropriate. She blows up at us when we say no to the simplest things.
So what's the question for us?
To Walmart with her.
Yeah, what's the question for us?
We're planning an intervention, and I'm wanting to know if that's appropriate for somebody like her. Where I've been going through the Boundaries book by John Townsend and Henry Cloud, and I've never heard anybody else's take on that book, if it is an appropriate book to use for this.
Great book.
As a guideline.
It's a great book, and you know, it's so interesting how she plays out this drama triangle thing where she, as you say, bully, you know, she's the victim, she's the bully. Well, in the drama, you're the victim, and then, you know, you're actually persecuting other people, and it's just the only way you ever can stop that is to get out of the triangle. Sometimes it does take an intervention to do that. We'll hear Dr. Sherry Keffer and Chris Williams take on that for you, and if you'll just hold on. Victim, rescuer, persecutor. Oh my goodness, happens all the time. You are listening to take care of that. I mean, it doesn't take care of it. It gets that person on a different trajectory that takes care of it. That's what we'd want for you and that person. You have to call us and ask for that help at 1-800.
As mentioned on today's program, call 1-800.
I was saying at the break that the term I have for Steve was talking about this triangulation where there's always a rescuer, there's always a victim, and there's always a persecutor. I call it the Bermuda Triangle of relational death. Many relationships go in, none come out alive. So oftentimes what the person who is rescuing the victim is the one who keeps the triangle going, ironically enough. But my concern here, Amber, is to start off is if you're going to run an intervention, what actual behavior are you identifying that needs to be addressed? Are you intervening on? Because if an intervention is about people airing their grievances, I can tell you right now, it is going to phenomenally fail.
And that's, I guess, the biggest reason I'm calling is this appropriate for someone like this? So the main thing is her outbursts of anger and tantrums in public or at family functions. She will just completely lose it in front of people and our kids. And if you try to get her to talk to you and calm down, she gets physically abusive.
Oh, wow.
To escape, and she bolts. And she will bolt, but then she gives us the silent treatment for who knows how long and then acts like nothing ever happened. And so that's one of the things we're addressing is, okay, if you can't control your anger, then fine, we'll help you through it. What do you need help with to help you through it? However, you would need to apologize and let's talk about it. We can't act like it never happened.
The only challenge with that, Amber, and I love your thoughts. Those are rational, reasonable, clear. I mean, you are seeing it as clear as anybody else. In fact, you've painted such a good picture. We all are like, we get it. The problem is you're wanting somebody who is unreasonable to be reasonable. You're wanting to ask her to ask for forgiveness. Have she ever done that in her life?
No.
Okay.
She's
so
never apologized.
So it's kind of like I want to help y'all get into reality a little bit, because I think that Bermuda Triangle, if it's not handled well, is just going to take you guys into a deeper struggle with her. When you say we are doing the intervention, are you talking about a specialist that you guys have hired that does these type of family breakthroughs, or are you all trying to do it yourself? Because I'm honestly just seeing, in Spain they have the running with the bulls in July.
Yeah.
And when you started talking, I just went, oh my goodness. I just kind of see her as a bull and just kind of flailing you guys up in the air. And unless you have an expert and you've spent a tremendous time staging this, it is not going to be an easy change.
Correct. No, we don't have a specialist helping us. I've gone through the Boundaries book. Has kind of been our guide, and we've had several meetings between my husband, myself, his brother, and his wife to talk about it, going through the Bible, what it says, trying to make sure we're considering her feelings, and we know it's going to be hurtful, and we know it's going to be hard. However, the one instance I gave you is just the tip of the iceberg of what is done and what she does to us.
Well, and Amber, and I think the key here is that you do want to get professional help here. Someone who can help you actually, what Sherry said, stage the intervention. Because I'm going to give you just a few quick essentials for this. A very specific behavior and behavioral pattern has to be addressed and has to be crystal clear. Also, consequences to that behavior, and also an action plan. So whether she accepts help or not, you guys are going to change. You guys are not going to put up with this. You're going to have boundaries around it. You want to make that clear. But I also want you to be connected with a person that can get her the help that she needs. Clearly, in her past, there is unresolved wounds and hurts and pains that we call trauma, that she is acting out over and over out of her shame and reactivity. And she needs help for that because she is suffering constantly with that. And so having a plan for her to get help, whether she accepts that or not, at least you're showing compassion by giving her what she needs.
Right, and that was another, one of my other thoughts was I plan on giving her a list of resources. We're going to offer her to help pay for counseling because she just lives off of disability.
Yeah.
And the rest of us have life instances. We can't just fork out all this money, but we can all pitch in to offer her that. And she knows she has horrible trauma in her past that she refuses to face.
Yeah, yeah.
And because I've talked to her about that, and she won't.
Yeah. So, given that you're going to do that for her, I would make this whole thing about her. We see that it's difficult for you. We seem to kind of trigger things, and we want to help you. We want to get some help so that life is easier for you in these years ahead. And I'm wondering if it's just your husband having the conversation with her versus a bigger deal.
That's what we're doing. She really doesn't like me and my brother-in-law's wife, and so her boys are going to go talk to her first without us around, because if we all four show up to her, she's going to immediately say, "Get out." We wouldn't even have to say anything, but
right.
So
I think that's good.
The plan, but
pray for the boys while they're doing that. Then, yeah.
Great. Well, I appreciate it. And
okay. And then for you, let me send you a copy of Take Your Life Back, and I hope that will be a blessing to you and anybody else.
Hope that helps you guys out. God bless.